Hi, good morning, kindergarten. Buddy Bear and I here. So today we're going to work on a fun art project that also involves a science experiment. So to begin, what you will need is one toilet paper roll at least, some scissors, some paper. If you have paint, great. If you have markers, now, if you don't have paint and maybe you don't have markers, we're going to do a science experiment to make paint. So you'll need something to put your paint in. You'll need a spoon to stir, a measuring spoon, 1 tablespoon, vinegar, cornstarch, and some either food coloring or what you use to decorate cookies or cakes. They have food coloring in them. Okay, so to begin, you're gonna watch me do the experiment. So, we need paint. So we've gotta make our paint. The recipe for our paint is 2 tablespoons cornstarch and 3 tablespoons vinegar. So I've got my container, what I'm gonna put this in, and I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This can get a little messy, so make sure you're ready to do a little bit of cleanup. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and that was what my recipe called for. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. So, look at that. Christy's already making a mess. Next, we have 3 tablespoons of vinegar. One, 2, and 3. Kindergarten, make sure you are not doing this by yourself. You need an adult present. All right. Now we are ready to add a little bit of color. I'm gonna choose red. You might not be able to see it. Let's stir it. Cornstarch likes to stick together. So we gotta make sure we stir it really good. Stirring and stirring. Okay, it looks a little pink. I think I might need to add a little bit more color. Let's try. Stir some more. might be all right. We got some color here. Okay. And it is pretty watery. We're going to set that to the side. So we've got some paint. Next up, you're going to take your toilet paper roll, scissors, cut it in half. Now, you've got 2 toilet paper rolls. So, what I would like you to do is I would like you to pinch it a little bit. Use your pincher fingers. Pinch and flatten it out. What we want to do here is make the shape of a flower petal. So we've got a shape of a flower petal here. And we're going to leave this one just like it is. Now, with our flower petal, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do it. First, we're going to start with paint, if you have it at home. And what I want you to do, using your petal here, you can use a paintbrush if you have one, or you can use your finger. I want you to rub paint on the edges of this, okay? Watch me. Just like that. Okay? Now I've got paint on all of the edges. I'm going to try and make a flower petal. It's like a stamp. I'm going to lift it up. And look, I started a flower petal. Now I'm going to try one more. Should be enough paint on there to do one more at least. Yep, there it is. And I'm going to keep going around because I want to make a flower. So I'm going to add a little bit more paint. Stamp it down. 1, 2, and I'll do one more. Make sure you get all of those edges covered in paint. And last petal. And I've got a flower. So that was with paint. This round one, we can also use as the middle of our flower. And Miss Christie's just going to use her yellow paint. But when you do it, you can use a different color. And I'm going to press it right in the center of that flower. You see? Now it looks a little different, huh? So it is up to you. You use what you have at home. We don't all have paint. So some of us might be making paint. Or we can always use markers. For this one, I'm going to use purple. And I've got toilet paper rolls folded like a petal here and a round one. I'm going to start this time with the round one. And in the middle of my flower, I'm going to choose yellow. So for this project, you're going to paint with your marker. We do with the paint, but this time with the marker. Ready? Stamp it in the middle. And I've got the middle of my flower. Now I want to do my petals, and I'm going to do my petals in purple. So again, I paint on the edge and paint it really good so you've got plenty of ink on there. Should be able to use this petal stamp several times. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the petal. Okay? Ooh, looks like I need a little bit more marker. That's okay. Remember, it does not have to be perfect. Art takes time, and it is always beautiful. Art is beautiful. Okay, now we're going to try it again. Better. And I'm going to do a little bit more on my petal here for the rest of my flower. One more. Voila! There's my flower. Now, if I want to add a stem to my flower, got some green here. I can go down, and then I can add some leaves. And I've got a flower here. Yay! Feel free to make as many flowers as you want. You can even make a big bouquet of flowers. You might need a bigger piece of paper, but what I've done is just a regular printer-sized computer paper. And I've made one flower. We are in the season of spring, so hopefully you will enjoy making flowers. Now we've got our paint here, and we're going to try this next one. I need my paper, and I will need a new roll here since I've used up my other ones. I'm going to fold it a little bit before I cut. And here we are. Got my petal. Now, instead of sticking this paint, the roll right in the paint, I'm going to put a little bit on this plate here. Just a little bit of paint. See, it's pink. And now I'm ready to dip it in. I think I might need a little bit more. Okay. And we dip it just like a stamp in the ink. Okay, now I'm going to place it on my paper. I've got 3 petals there, and they're very light pink. But guess what? You can add more red food coloring, or you can add a different darker color too. This paint is a lot like watercolor. You remember we've used watercolor in class. So you might recognize what it looks like. Here we are. I've got a flower. And again, I can use a marker to add a stem, or I could use a paintbrush and use the same paint that I used here. And let me finish it off. I'm going to add a little dot in the middle there. And then I'm going to add my stem. There's my flower. Yay! What do you think, Buddy Bear? Did you like it? Happy Easter! I hope everyone has a blessed Easter with their family and especially enjoys this springtime weather that we are having and your time together as a family. So, God bless you. Take care. Buddy Bear and I say bye.